Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with this BBK Down Pipe that's available for all 2015 and up EcoBoost Mustangs. The BBK Down Pipe is going to be for the EcoBoost owners who are looking for a budget-friendly way to upgrade that restrictive factory downpipe, but with a catted downpipe that allows for a factory or factory-like catback setup. The whole point of an aftermarket downpipe is to relieve some of the restriction around the turbo because it is really pretty constricted. Opening up some of the airflow from the turbo can give some nice performance improvements, and basically when it comes to the turbo, if you're looking for performance, you're pretty much going to want airflow as unrestricted as possible so the turbo can spool quickly. The faster the turbo can spool, the more gains you'll see. So this downpipe that we have here today is catted, but if you're looking to get around that, BBK does offer a downpipe that comes non-catted that's going to cost a little bit less than the catted version here, which is typical to see in all exhaust. But looking at this one closer, it is a full 3-inch mandrel bent pipe with a step down. The step down is going to reduce the 3-inch down to a 2 1/4 inch, which leaves the option of keeping a stock catback or running an aftermarket 2 1/4 inch one, and that's one of the nice things about this downpipe. You can pick up the downpipe for some performance gains without having to purchase a complete new catback while you're at it unless you want to. Now 3-inch is going to be larger than the factory downpipe, which is where the less restriction portion of what I've been saying comes from. And if you pick up the uncatted version of this downpipe, then that's going to be even less restricted. But even the catted version has a high flow cat, which is more free flowing than the factory cat is. This option from BBK is made from aluminized steel, and like I said before, it's CNC mandrel bent, which helps with smoother airflow. So even though the main idea behind an aftermarket downpipe is to help give the turbo unhindered airflow, swapping out your factory downpipe is also going to give you more sound too, especially if you're running the uncatted version. And speaking of going with an off-road version, keep in mind that a new tune will be required since you are eliminating that cat, and it's going to be necessary to tune for that. Even if you are going with the catted version, while a tune isn't necessarily required, it is recommended, especially if you want to be able to realize the full power potential behind upgrading your downpipe. This downpipe is currently the least expensive downpipe that you can get for your EcoBoost, but not by a whole lot. It's about 50 to 60 bucks less than the top of the line and guys like Cooks and Stainless Works, so that's just a little food for thought. The catted version costs right around $500, and the off-road version is $100 less. When it comes to the install, luckily this isn't a bad one. You're probably looking at a few hours to get everything done, and I'm going to call this a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the scale. This is obviously going to be easier to do on a lift, but of course you can get the job done using a jack and stands if you don't have access to one. You won't need anything out of the ordinary, just a few sockets, wrenches, and a short extension. You are going to be removing the front and rear O2s for the install, so I just make sure to unclip those before you remove or reinstall them so you aren't twisting the wires. And of course, don't forget to make sure to grab the factory downpipe gasket before installing the new downpipe, since sometimes that gasket can stick to the turbo. The only other thing I'd say is to line the new downpipe up first before tightening everything down, but that's about it. Only a few bolts and about 2 hours time for the install. So overall, the BBK downpipe is a 3-inch downpipe that steps down to work with a 2 1/4 inch catback. It comes either catted or non-catted depending on what you're looking for, and not only is this going to increase performance, but it's also going to open up some sound on the EcoBoost as well. You can check this out online more for yourself and see what you think. I'm Stephanie, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.